Hi, it's Ileana, and today I am going to be discussing some of my notes on the Tic-Tac crafts, what I know about the TR3Bs and higher models. So I was having an interesting kind of a note-taking thing that I was doing. So I'm just gonna read my notes. It's on my cell phone, so I'm going to be looking down at the screen while I'm talking while reading these. So let's see when good old Space Force announces that the Tic-Tac UFOs were the Air Force's secret anti-gravity craft. The Navy was allowed to leak footage of those videos as this is part of an intentional leak and it's part of a plan. Lockheed Martin Corporation and Planetary Corp has been making Tic-Tac Craft for a while now. So basically, the TR3Bs were the predecessors of the Tic-Tacs before that. Then I was asked, are you certain? Physicists who claim the Tic-Tac is the smoking gun for the formulas they are writing, but they were made off-planet. Yes, I'm certain Planetary Corp makes them off-planet, and Lockheed Martin is a subsidiary for it that has contributed with some of the manufacturing processes. The Tic-Tac are like small-sized shuttles or unmanned surveillance probes. Northrop Grumman is also involved in the manufacturing of the Tic-Tacs and other advanced craft. The TR3B and up models are the predecessors to the Tic-Tacs. There is even a patent out by the Air Force for the TR3B. The documentation says the patent is abandoned, yet why do people often see these types of crafts flying over Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, British Columbia, Canada? There's also a different patent that's been out since 2016. And it's a new patent that was issued by the US Navy, and it's an active patent. The patent is active until 2036 to study anti-grav triangular crafts and to even potentially manufacture them. I wonder why no one has really discussed this tech, that it's openly described as a patent. There's no cloak and dagger, shadow, woo stuff going on behind it. The Navy is openly telegraphing that it already has the patent. It's just a nice cover up for what they will eventually declassify as new tech. That is their old tech, the TR3B. There's higher models of the TR3B. There's the TR6, 7, 8, and higher. Then decades later, they will declassify the Tic-Tacs. That is how it usually goes with military and aerospace providers. While that may be the case, but there are some very outspoken scientists who believe that Tic-Tacs are otherworldly technology that can be explained through physics, but for the exception of the metamaterials required to do so. Perhaps the answer lies in metamaterials. Patents? That was a question from somebody in a comment about this. My response was, yes, it does. The US Navy and Army recovered many crashed UFOs, and studies were done on metamaterials and successfully reversed engineered those types of crafts, and that's kind of what's flying around now. The Tic-Tac UFOs, they're not really UFOs, they're man-made. Like I said, Lockheed Martin is involved with this, Northrop Grumman, even NASA is involved. The part of the company, the arm of Lockheed Martin, that's Skunk Works, it's been creating this kind of tech since the 1980s. It's like parading these Tic-Tacs by inferior Air Force fighter jets that cannot even hit the G-forces that these Tic-Tacs can reach. It was done on purpose with the release of the videos. And I'm referring to the two videos that were leaked One video was from 2004, another one from later 2000s, where Air Force pilots had filmed these elongated Tic-Tac silver objects flying above the water, and when they tried to catch up to them, the Tic-Tacs speeded up and went like in all kinds of different maneuvers that the Air Force jets couldn't keep up with. So basically, all this anti-grav tech, it's part of a 40 to 50 year disclosure plan. The first one is make UFOs an acceptable topic of discussion, whether ours or theirs, meaning off-world. Second, make the topic of ETs acceptable. Third, disclose old reverse engineered tech that the military has been using for decades and that they will claim they created. And part of that was the creation of Space Force and Space Command, because they'll be given the TRB tech, anti-gravity TRB tech, and it'll be announced during the 40-50 plan. That's what they've had all along, and it was classified at the time. Now it's declassified. The Tic-Tacs are newer technology, so that won't be declassified. And number 4 is keep the newer tech they have classified. So Space Force and Space Command are specifically designed to create disclosure of anti-grav tech, to disclose it at some point from the 40 to 50 year plan. So it's the same old song and dance, but with a bit of a twist of revealing some anti-gravity craft. And a lot of this, there's been a lot of disclosure that's been coming out already, that's been put in motion. TTSA, Academy to the Stars, has been disclosing that UFOs are a potential threat, national security threat to us, which they're not really. Haim Eshed disclosed that there's a galactic federation that works with the United States government and military in a joint base on Mars in an underground facility. Avi Leob has been discussing Ayuamuya, and that it's some kind of a light sail craft or a spacecraft. And Stephen Greer has been discussing that eventually there'll be disclosure of anti-gravity craft, that the Navy and the military has been using these craft for a long time, manufacturing them, and that it's been manufactured at the Palmdale facility, at that base, with the use of Lockheed Martin Skunk Works, Northrop Grumman, and these are all aerospace providers that work with NASA, the Air Force, the Navy, the military. So that's not surprising. Now it's just a matter of time to wait and see if that 40-50 year disclosure plan sticks to its planned timeline or slips up and divulges something earlier. So it's basically, it's just a matter of time. This has all been planned when the TR-3B tech would be disclosed, because that's stuff from the 1980s, 1990s technology that we've had for a while now, and it will be eventually disclosed. It's just a matter of time, and it's a planned slow disclosure leak, and it's already in progress. So that's kind of like the beginning of my notes, and I'm going to look at an article about the TR-3B, about the technology, and the actual patent that the Navy, US Navy, has on a triangular shaped craft, anti-grav craft, that looks remarkably like the TR-3B technology. So that's what I'm going to be reviewing today. So this is the article that talks about the USA's most secret plane, TR-3B patent, that is now in the public domain. And this is more than just a patent, obviously. This has been around since the 1980s and 1990s. It's been seen flying around, especially around Area 51, Nevada, New Mexico in test flights. And people have seen triangular lights for a long time. So it's quite obvious it's been around for a while. The TR-3B is codenamed Astra. The tactical reconnaissance TR-3B first operational flight was in the early 90s. The triangular-shaped nuclear-powered aerospace platform was developed under the top-secret Aurora program with SDI and black budget monies. At least 3 of the billion-dollar-plus TR-3Bs were flying by 1994. Aurora is the most classified aerospace development program in existence. The TR-3B is the most exotic vehicle created by the Aurora program. It is funded and operationally tasked by the National Reconnaissance Office, the NSA, and the CIA. So, National Reconnaissance Office, NSA, and CIA. So the 3-letter agencies are involved in this. The TR-3B flying triangle is not fiction and was built with technology available in the mid-80s. Not every UFO spotted is one of theirs. And that's very true. It's mostly ours. That's been reverse engineered from crashed UFOs, like from the Roswell incident in 1947 and others before that and after that. And a lot of this reverse engineering of these UFO crafts with the metamaterials is done in Area 51S4. That's one of their primary underground labs where this was done. The TR-3B vehicle's outer coating is reactive to electrical radar stimulation and can change reflectiveness, radar, absorptiveness, and color. This polymer skin, when used in conjunction with the TR-3B's electronic countermeasures and ECCM, can make the vehicle look like a small aircraft or a flying cylinder, or even trick radar receivers into falsely detecting a variety of aircraft, no aircraft, or several aircraft at various locations. A circular plasma-filled accelerator ring called the magnetic field disruptor surrounds the rotatable crew compartment and is far ahead of any imaginable technology. Sandia and Livermore's laboratories developed the reverse-engineered MFD technology. The government will go to any lengths to protect this technology, and that's true. It's classified to this day. The plasma mercury-based is pressurized at 250,000 atmospheres at a temperature of 150 degrees Kelvin and accelerated to 50,000 RPM to create a superconductive plasma with the resulting gravity disruption. This is what powers the craft, and it helps to cloak it as well. So the plasma is mercury-based. The MFD generator generates a magnetic vortex field which disrupts or neutralizes the effects of gravity on mass within proximity by 89%. Do not misunderstand. This is not anti-gravity. Anti-gravity provides a repulsive force that can be used for propulsion. So the Tic-Tac is anti-grav tech. This is based on plasma and mercury. The MFD creates a disruption of the Earth's gravitational field upon the mass within the circular accelerator. So the higher models of the TR-3B, like the TR-6, 8, and above, they're not mercury-based anymore. They do use anti-grav. They've been modified quite a bit. So this is the old version, the TR-3B. There's newer models. The mass of the circular accelerator and all mass within the accelerator, such as the crew capsule, avionics, MFD systems, fuels, crew environmental systems, and the nuclear reactor, are reduced by 89%. So it says that MFD creates a disruption of the Earth's gravitational field upon the mass within the circular accelerator. That's interesting. This causes the effect of making the vehicle extremely light and able to outperform and outmaneuver any craft yet constructed, except of course those UFOs we did not build that are off-world ET craft. The TR-3B is a high altitude stealth reconnaissance platform with an indefinite loiter time. Once you get it up there at speed, it doesn't take much propulsion to maintain altitude. At Groom Lake, there have been whispered rumors of a new element that acts as a catalyst to the plasma. With the vehicle mass reduced by 89%, the craft can travel at Mach 9 vertically or horizontally. Sources say the performance is limited only the stresses that the human pilots can endure. This is a lot, really, considering along with the 89% reduction in mass, the G-forces are also reduced by 89%. So it can really go up high with the G-forces. There's no limit on the craft, just on the human pilots piloting it, because it takes time to adjust to G-force. And it takes time to acclimate to it and adjust and go to higher altitudes. The TR-3B's propulsion is provided by 3 multi-mode thrusters mounted at each bottom corner of the triangular platform. The T3 is a sub-Mach 9 vehicle until it reaches altitudes above 120,000 feet, then God knows how fast it can go. The 3 multi-mode rocket engines mounted under each corner of the craft use hydrogen or methane and oxygen as a propellant. In a liquid oxygen-hydrogen rocket system, 85% of the propellant mass is oxygen. So this is a nuclear-powered TR-3B. The nuclear thermal rocket engine uses a hydrogen propellant, augmented with oxygen for additional thrust. The reactor heats the liquid hydrogen and injects liquid oxygen in the supersonic nozzle so that the hydrogen burns concurrently in the liquid oxygen afterburner. The multi-mode propulsion system can operate in the atmosphere with thrust provided by the nuclear reactor in the upper atmosphere with hydrogen propulsion and in orbit with the combined hydrogen-oxygen propulsion. So the TR-3B can go beyond Earth's atmosphere because it's nuclear powered and it has the plasma and the mercury drives. The other higher models of the TR-3B, which is the TR-6, 8, 9, 12, again, they don't use nuclear propulsion anymore. They use anti-grav. So they don't have the nuclear thermal rocket engines. They have anti-grav engines. What you have to remember is that the 3 rocket engines only have to propel 11% of the mass of the top secret TR-3B. The engines are reportedly built by Rockwell. Many sightings of triangular UFOs are not alien vehicles, but the top secret TR-3B. The NSA, NRO, CIA, and USAF have been playing a shell game with aircraft nomenclature, creating the TR-3, modified to the TR-3A, the TR-3B, and the Tier 2, 3, and 4, with suffixes like plus or minus added on to confuse further the fact that each of these designators is a different aircraft and not the same aerospace vehicle. A TR-3B is as different from a TR-3A as a banana is from a grape. It's like apples and oranges, really. And the higher models of the TR-6 and upwards, because that's anti-grav tech. Some of these vehicles are manned and others are unmanned. It all becomes apparent in Belgium, where after frequent sightings of flying lights in a mid-air near miss by a UFO, at one point, Belgian Air Force, anxious to identify the origin of the phenomenon, authorized F-16s, which scrambles under the condition that the visual observations on the ground were confirmed by the local police and detection on the radar, but the F-16s can't keep up with the TR-3B. Not at the G-forces that the TR-3B can go upwards, can really go high in altitude. So they scrambled out the F-16s to have a look at what was in the sky in Belgium. One of the consequences of such a decision was that on 31st March 1990 at 0005 hour, 2 F-16 were scrambled from Buchatán Air Base and guided towards the radar contacts. And this is the supposed video of that. A total of 9 interception attempts have been made that night. On 6 occasions, the pilots established a lock on with their air interception radar. Lock-on distances varied between 5 and 8 nm. On all occasions, targets varied speed and altitude very quickly, and break locks occurred after 10 to 60 seconds. Speeds varied between 150 and 1,010 knots. On 3 occasions, both F-16 registered simultaneous lock-ons with the same parameters. The 2 F-16 were flying approximately 2 nm apart. Owing to the night conditions, no visual contact could be established by either of the F-16 pilots. So that's the article. And it's hard to get a visual on the TR-3B because it moves very fast. And also the TR-6 and up, it has cloaking technology. So radar can't really pick it up, especially at night because it's cloaked. So that's the article, and it really describes the technology well. And now I'm just going to show you the patent. And this is the United States US 1014453 2B2 patent. It shows the images, and it is a triangular craft. Classifications is B64G1-409, unconventional spacecraft propulsion systems. And it describes how this works. I'm not going to read the long description, but it is for a TR-3B craft. There's a patent on it. So it has all the models, it has all the explanations of how the tech works and what it would take to build it. So it's really in depth, and there's a PDF that you can download of this, and I'm just scrolling. It's a huge document. It's a 6-page document. So that was page 1. Let's see what's on page 2. Yeah. So that's the images. And there is a download PDF that you can do of this. And so what happened in 2016, application filed by US Department of Navy. So they filed the patent in 2016, then it went priority to US 15-144,270. Then it was assigned to the Department of the Navy. Then it was published with its assignment, which is US 20170313446A1. That's the patent number. That's how you can find it. And there seems to be several, it has several codes for, this is its publication code. This is how you find it online. And then in 2018, it got published. This is it was released. This is how you find it. That's the code to find it. That was just the original publication code, how it was filed. And it says that the status is active. And it's been adjusted. Its expiration for the patent would be 2036. But this technology has already been developed. So, and it was, the inventor, it says, is Salvatore Cesar Pius. That's probably a moniker name. It's not the real person's name. It's a moniker. And if people go to the PDF is right there. So you could download the PDF and read this US patent. It's all there, all the 6 pages for it. It's description, what it is, how it works, what it does. So it's publicly out there. People can read about it. So they're not really hiding the fact that the technology can be built. Nobody's hiding it. It's, if you want to read about it, there it is. It says current assignee. So this is to who it's assigned. The patent is assigned to the US Department of Navy. So they already have the tech, nuclear powered TR3 being and higher, anti-grav powered TR8 and higher, and TR6. So I just wanted to describe this and talk about it, and that it's out there, and that eventually, after 40, 50 years, even the Tic-Tacs will likely be disclosed that it was technology that the US Navy, military, Army was working on, and that it was classified and eventually will be released, because the Tic-Tacs are anti-grav and they go really fast. They're like mini shuttles or unmanned probes. So all of this has to do with Planetary Corp, and a lot of these craft are built off planet. Some of them are built with Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman assistance because they're subsidiaries of Planetary Corp, and other companies like Sandia Laboratories. So some of it is built here in underground bases, potentially in Palmdale Base Facility, California, and off planet with Planetary Corp on Mars, because, like I said, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman are contributors and subsidiaries of Planetary Corp. So none of this is surprising to me. Yeah. So thank you so much.